Welcome to the Last Co-op Podcast, your source of all things nerd and pop culture related, all in one place. This is episode number 25, and here, as always, with the co-hosts Travis and Jake. And so to start things off, we had just talked about Star Wars, and Dylan mentioned something about it on the last episode. It's already got problems, already wasting people's money with early access. Apparently, there's a patch that you need. Otherwise, you get to a certain point, the game just doesn't work anymore. There's one guy that spent 17 hours, which is his own personal problem, that he spent 17 hours playing Star Wars in the first 17 hours the game came out. But, you know, he spent 17 hours apparently playing the game, then had to reset and restarted all of his progress because a patch makes it to where I don't know exactly what the problem is, but it's a progression patch. Apparently, you can't get past a certain point without this patch. It's kind of shitty that it comes over 17 hours after being in a game. Obviously, that he hadn't reached that point yet to figure this out. But yeah, that's Ubisoft doing Ubisoft things, and now that the patch is out, game might be worthwhile. I had no intention of buying early access, to begin with. But I thought that it might be a worthwhile game.
So did you pick it up or no?
To play? No, I haven't. I think technically it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I thought it was already.
Well, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know when early access was, to be totally honest. I feel like I looked it up and like everything is like in line. So like the Call of Duty beta, which we'll bring up, is happening. And then right after that's done happening, then the early access for NBA 2K comes out. And so I feel like they kind of put everything all together and like scheduled it all around one another, but I could be totally wrong. I know damn good and well that the Call of Duty beta, and when that happened, they scheduled that right before 2K on purpose. Like it ends the day. It ends the day that 2K early access starts. It even ends at the same time that it starts. So like, it launches at a certain time, and so they ended the beta at that time. So like it's all
smart on their part.
Yeah, it's all together.
Money talks, man.
Yeah.
Are you still on the fence with 2K?
So here's my problem. I know that I would enjoy playing the game, but I also know that I have a problem, and my bank account would greatly appreciate if I didn't buy the game, because then I'm going to end up with 7 players in my, and I can't. And if I buy 2K, I can't just buy the regular version and play it on release day. Yeah, I have to get the early access because I can't be behind because fuck all everybody else. I got to be up there too. But the days of me being and sitting there and having the #1 ranked Pro-Am team on NBA 2K, not going to happen anymore. Like,
just take the year off, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think the game would be fun to play with like random people, or not random people, play with your friends against random people and play like I used to play, where we would get in and just play like regular 5v5. It's like, it's competitive, but it's not like the best of the best people. There's no record, it's like you're just playing, against other people. I think I'd have fun if I just went back to the normalcy of video games and not the tendency that I have to like overdo everything, to where like I'll just take playing a game and then take it to the extreme of, hey, like, you play 2K? Yeah, I play 2K too. It's like, oh, cool. Like, what level are you? Be like, oh, well, which one of the 7 characters are you talking about? it's like, oh, well, I just meant the one. Be like, oh, my bad. So yeah, I mean, I've done that with a couple games. Like 2K is one of them, Destiny's one of them, and Diablo 2 Resurrected was one of them. Where like they come out and it's like, you ain't gonna hear from me.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Like, I'm good. Like, I'm like, I always have my phone with me. Pretty good at, responding to whoever and, you know, all that stuff. But like when shit like that comes out, you might hear from me 7 hours later, be like, hey, my bad. Sorry. You know, I forgot, you know, to respond to this. Cause it's like, I just get that addicted to playing them. And so I want to, but I know it's going to be the same thing as last year. Like, I know this.
Might even be worse.
Yeah, but I feel like there's enough stuff coming soon to where I could do without it. Like, but I mean, like we talked about it with Madden. You know, we were like, "Are we going to buy the bundle to get the college football and Madden?" And I'm like, "Thank God we didn't buy Madden." Like, I have had no desire to play it. Like, you know, it would have just sat there. So,
hey, you love Jordan. This is your baseball year. Leave basketball alone this year.
Yeah, I might. But then, like, I mean, you know, Zelda's coming, and you know, there's a bunch of other stuff coming to where I say I'm not going to buy it, but you know, it's the 2nd, and in 2 days I could be playing early access.
I'll screenshot the 2K ready to play notification.
Yeah. Stop it. Get some help.
So I don't know. We'll see what we'll see what happens.
If I got 17 hours into a game and instead I had to restart, I'm hunting that game out of my house.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I mean, for me it's like
17
Cyberpunk.
hours. I mean, that's
I had
no way
3 hours into Cyberpunk and got to a part where it's like it just didn't work. And I got to get on the internet, and the people are like, "Yeah, it doesn't work." I'm like, "Well, fuck it, uninstall." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What else is there to do?" You know,
That's a refund right there.
Yeah, there's just no reason to. I'm not restarting after 17 hours. That's ridiculous. So GameStop, I guess this was kind of either I didn't know, or it was kind of just like spur of the moment, done under the radar, and they just like flipped it in a day. But like the GameStops, there's certain GameStop stores are becoming retro stores now. So they like have apparently I watched a couple of them on YouTube where people had went to them, and they just completely revamped the store to where it's just straight retro games. So they must have either been planning this before and somehow nobody knew about it, or I just didn't know about it. And they had a very quick turnaround from when they posted it on social media to it actually being a thing in the store, to where the closest one is the Outer Loop one, which is what, like 30 minutes, you know, something like that. But from the YouTube videos I saw, when you walk in, like inside the glass cases, like there's Nintendos, there's, you know, NES games, and just there's no new shit. Like it's just all strictly, you know, old stuff. Makes you feel like a video game store again, instead of, you know, when you walk into GameStop now and there's T-shirts and Funko Pops and, you know, all
the base.
I mean, every, you know, blind bags and, you know, everything else but a video game that is currently there. So I don't have any close to me, unfortunately, because I was going to go see one, but I think the search radius is 200 miles or something like that, and
jeez,
none of the ones that are relatively close to me, and that's the only one of the. I think there was like 6 or 7 that is around you all. That was the retro one. All the rest of them are just regular. Still, so
I'm going Wednesday for sure. Wednesday morning, I'll let you know.
So what? What do you?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious. How are the prices?
Well, so I watched a YouTube video. They had a Nintendo. Like it didn't look the greatest, mind you. Like I mean, it's kind of yellowish and, you know, kind of shitty looking. It was like $79.99 or something like that. And then they had I saw a Mario 2. They had priced at like $30, and so like it's not horrendous, but I mean it's GameStop. Like you're not getting a fucking deal. Like I mean,
no.
it's just, you know, that's
about taking some of my crap ones if they're giving them some product.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, get in early enough.
Well, that's the thing. Like
money for them.
They got the Nintendo there for $79.99. I guarantee you, if you took a Nintendo in there, you might get $7.99. And you know that's so. I don't know. But the funny thing is that, well, I mean, I guess it really wouldn't be beneficial, but GameStop doesn't judge based off of uh condition, of things. So like, if you bring a shitty ass cartridge in there that's all dirty and messed up, that you got, well, I get no, we did have refurb fees, didn't
It's
we?
a refurb.
So yeah, I wonder what that works for retro stuff though.
They probably have some way to test it back there.
I would say, wasn't it like $4 a disc or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
Yeah, for when people used to bring in the 360s and they'd be like, I don't know what this ring is all the way around. And they're like, you set your 360 standing up? They're like, nope.
And then somebody knocked it over.
I'm like, yes, you did. And they're like, well, that's how yours is in the display. And it's like, yeah, well, they put that there. So if it breaks, we just call them. So, and then they come out and fix it. So do you think this is good, bad, or doesn't really make a difference for?
I think it's good for them. I think it's going to get more people in the door.
Yeah, I feel like they've been grasping at straws for a minute, but I feel like this is like a good decision, finally, that they, seize the moment. This is what most, there's a big boom in people that are interested, and for them to hang on for however many more years they can hang on to be in a store. So we'll see. I mean, well, I won't see because I don't get to go to one, but we'll see how it does for GameStop overall in terms of that. I wonder if it's going to change their online stuff too, though. Like, because you can technically order retro stuff online. But the problem is you don't know what you're going to get. So like, you may get a case, you may not get a case, you may get a really nice label, or you may get one that has Jake written across the front of it, like you have no idea.
I wouldn't be that mad about it.
Yeah. You just, you don't know what you're going to get. So that's kind of always been my problem with ordering retro stuff from GameStop is, I mean, basically, if you order 4 of them, you're going to get lucky and you're going to be able to combine a case and a manual and a good thing together to make one. And then you got to go return, the other one. So that's the best way to do it. Because if you just do one at a time, like you may get a scratched up GameCube disc with no case, and you're just like, oh, well, this is not what I planned on paying, this for. I could have gotten the complete for the same price off eBay or something. But as long as I mean, I think they can make the prices worse.
I'm going to find out Wednesday. I think just as many people probably play retro as modern video games, and I think already having that GameStop brand out there, it's going to be easier for people to access. Some people feel more comfortable going into a GameStop than a Game Exchange. So I just think it's going to help all around. I'm going to keep an eye out for Def Jam Vendetta for you too. If it's there, I'll get it for you for your birthday.
Yeah, it's I think it's like what the one I found that was like
$25.
The nicest looking one or something like that. It was, well, hey, find Def Jam, find Fight for New York.
Okay, easy now. I gotta feed some kids.
That was $180 if you get lucky and find that one. I need to look at that, by the way. That Goodwill stuff that I bought, just for the hell of it. I bought it from the Shop Goodwill thing. I bought those PS2 games, and then my wife wanted Wii Sports. And so I bought that just on eBay. Like I literally just typed in Wii Sports, found a decent looking one that came with a manual case, blah, 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 everything, and bought it. And it just so happened to be a fucking Goodwill account that I bought it from on eBay. Neither one of them have shipped yet. So I've got about...
How many days ago was that?
That's pushing a week.
A week about, something like that. So really? I got to look. So the eBay one...
What his turnover is for golf clubs.
eBay one says tracking available, but then it just has a FedEx label, but it doesn't it hasn't moved anywhere yet. The Shop Goodwill one there's fucking nothing. So I don't know if they have certain days that they ship. And like, so they maybe, I mean, because like they're not just waiting for orders and going every day, to FedEx.
Yeah, I mean, they ship from that specific store.
Yeah. So I assume they probably do like, I don't know, Tuesday, Thursday or something, to where like those are the days where things get shipped out. So I'm gonna give it to the end of the week. we'll see what happens.
You feel terrible if they like just screwed you over.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got about, I don't know, $80-something just waiting, like in Goodwill purchases that I may or may not see. I don't know. So we'll find out. But yeah, I think that they could make the prices a lot worse with, depending on what they start selling things for and what they're giving people for things. Like, if they're just giving people nothing, I think enough people know now that it's worth more than the change that GameStop is going to give you for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they walk in there and, because like very rarely when I worked at GameStop, I don't know about you, Travis, but like people would bring in like 50 games. I'd scan them all in and I'd offer them some, just like poor, just pitiful amount of money, for all of these games. They'd be like, all right, like they just didn't care, like it wouldn't matter to them. I feel like now,
okay,
yeah, I'd be like, you got like these people come in, like I gotta pay rent, and like they got a system and 25 games. I'm like, all right, I can give you like $115 in store credit or like $80 in cash. Like cash is cool. I'm like, all right, whatever. But that's I feel like
PS2 games.
Yeah, but I feel like now people that have like NES games and at least the ones that are like semi-popular, if you're going in to sell those at a GameStop, like you have to somewhat know what you have, like that's because like back in the day, like if you went and sold a game at GameStop didn't tell you, well, you could go sell this on eBay and you could get X amount of dollars. Like we're like, yeah, we'll rip you off, like that's fine. And I feel like if you're buying retro in this day and age, I don't feel like there's going to be that one random person that's going to say, oh, I heard GameStop's buying old shit again. Like I got a bunch of stuff in my closet. Let's go see what I can get. And then you're just going to be satisfied with whatever they offer you. I feel like you're living under a rock if you haven't heard that video games are way too expensive at this point, and you can make some money selling your own stuff. So,
do you think I could get Randy to go with me and take little Samson as a joke and see what they offer him?
Do it. I would. I actually want to know. Like I actually want to know something like that. Like what pops up in their system.
I'm gonna text them right.
Yeah, we should text them. Like I just want to see what pops up in their system, just to see how far off, we are. So I wonder if that's like, I wonder if you go to their trade.
You think that's on there?
Like if you go to their trading thing on their website, like I wonder if like, where you get values for stuff. I don't know if retros is on there, to be honest.
Hope yep, it sure is retro gaming.
Oh God!
All right,
I'm going to guess
Samson.
Under $250.
So far, nothing shows up for it. Yes,
on the website.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say but yeah, I want to see. We'll have to. We need to. Yeah. See. We'll see if Randy will take it and go with you, and we just need to like. You just need to like sit back and record it.
Like, and just watch the employee, especially if he knows what it is. His eyes are gonna light up. I'll give you.
But you need to have. 200. You just need to have Randy go in there and be like, this was like one of my favorite games as a child that my mom just like kept for me, and she just gave it to me here recently, and she was moving, and like I don't care, I don't really want it, so here, and what can I get for it, and then just see what they say. I guarantee you it's less than $250.
100%.
Yeah, there's
100%.
just
it's not on the website for a reason.
Oh, excuse me. Have you all played the Call of Duty beta? I know you said you
downloaded it, but I've not played it.
My son downloaded it, but then like he got that error, came across the screen, and he can't play any Call of Duty stuff now. So I was like, I ain't downloading it.
You mean on the Xbox?
Yeah. Yeah, it came up with the error. I don't know which error it was.
You mean on that inferior console? It doesn't seem to work.
You got the system error, dev error 10493. So you have to like.
Did you Google it?
Yeah, I Googled it and I told him how to fix it. And he's like, I can't get it to work. I was like, well, I'm not walking in the other room, so figure it out. I guess you just play something else.
Because my friend, because he's got Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friend has Game Pass and he was playing on Xbox. And
yeah, I mean, he played, but then it, for whatever reason, just shut down.
Oh.
And it came up with that system error. So.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
Reinstall.
Well, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it, to the news or anything about the beta. It's fun. I mean, it's really unbalanced at this particular moment. There's no point for you to ever use an assault rifle. You just might as well use an SMG because they have the same range across the map as snipers and assault rifles do. So there's really no point for you to use anything but one gun that they're allowing you to use right now. The movement's fun. When you go up behind somebody and do the little like hostage situation though, and you can talk to them with proximity chat, is fucking great. And I wish I downloaded it on my computer and I couldn't for the life of, I didn't think what keys I needed to press to record a video with the game chat audio, or if it would even set up do it the right way whenever I was playing. But I was trying to cook a grenade and throw it across the map. All of a sudden, next thing I know, I go from first person to third person, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I hear somebody go, gotcha. Well, the grenade keeps cooking in your hand. So he's got me around the throat. I hear, gotcha. Did you see, boom, we both blew up. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's the greatest moment in gaming I've had in, I don't even remember how. Like, that was fantastic that was part of the game. But yeah, like I was on PC and I couldn't remember how to record with video and what I needed to press at the time because I was going through Game Pass, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be using the game bar or whatever, so I couldn't get the video of it. I wanted to so bad, but it was hilarious whenever that happened. Yeah, overall, I mean, it's Call of Duty. I mean, they updated the movement system. That'll be fun. I don't like the new version of zombies. I don't know when the last time y'all played Call of Duty Zombies was. But all this like teleporting over here and going to this thing and like the whole open world thing. Like, I understand there's a whole group of people that want that. I miss my little just 3 rooms, toy little chest open. Hopefully I get the ray gun, rebuild some windows. Like that's what I had fun with. So I don't like the new version of zombies, and I think it's worse in my opinion, but tons of people love it. But then again, I don't really play Warzone either. I don't really get into that. So I mean, I don't know. That's why the regular old traditional Call of Duty is what
just multiplayer.
It is what I want to play it for. Apparently their campaigns have been pretty decent here recently. I haven't.
Yeah, but they're super short. They're like 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean they're not making the game for.
Yeah, but give me 6 or 8. Come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're not making the game for the campaign. It's everything is all multiplayer. If there's a way to put a multiplayer into a video game, they're putting it into a video game. Yeah. Like, I guarantee you that stupid Goat Simulator remaster that they're making has got a multiplayer to it. Now, what the hell you do in it, couldn't tell you, but I guarantee you, there's going to be a multiplayer in that game, and it's just useless. So I remember the downfall of that. I remember when they put multiplayer in God of War, and I was
What's
just
the purpose of that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Beat each other up. It's just an arena, and you just go.
Oh, like Mortal Kombat or something.
It wasn't versus. It was just like a team deathmatch, basically. And like I remember when that happened, I was like, "This is a problem. This is not a good idea. We shouldn't do this." But then it didn't that was like the first time that something stupid got multiplayer that didn't need multiplayer. And then like, The Last of Us had multiplayer, and like just games that are like, why? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, it's like, it's fun for a little bit, but it's just like, this doesn't need a multiplayer. Like it would be just fine, leaving it as a single player game, in my personal opinion. So
yeah, not everything needs multiplayer. I agree.
Yeah. Speaking of things that suck and a terrible idea, it wasn't on our list of things to talk about, but I sent y'all a picture of being able to rent Borderlands, the movie, on Amazon.
Did you do it?
On Prime? Fuck no, I ain't paying for that shit. Yeah. So what was it, like 19 something to rent and $24.99 to buy it or something like that? Yeah, I like, part of me wants to see it just to like judge it myself, but I'm not paying $20 to rent it to be able to do that. Like when I can watch it for free, then I'll sit down and watch it and be like, yeah, this really does suck. Like it's really bad. But yeah, we talked about that. It's kind of funny that we talked about a movie that we saw a teaser trailer for. The movie's now out in theaters. It's so fucking terrible that it's already got a release date for DVD on Best Buy's website, and you can rent it on Amazon Prime now, all in a matter of
2 months,
a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. I think
it came out 2 weeks ago, but
yeah,
it's all teaser trailer.
I'm talking about ago. We did the teaser trailer on Jake's original episode.
Yeah, that's true.
That we did. Yeah, so all in a matter of like 2 months. Like we did the teaser trailer, the movie's out, and it's a total failure, and it's already going to DVD, and you can rent it on Amazon Prime in a matter of 2 months. Like that's got to be one of, if not the worst ever.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand movies come to DVD quickly now, but teaser trailer to DVD in 2 months, like that's got to be a record of, or pretty close to it. So
y'all are gonna make me watch this.
Like I said, I want to watch it just to be my own judge, but I'm not paying for it. Like there ain't no damn way that
money must talk for Eli Roth to direct this. Either that or he loves the franchise. I don't know if he plays those games.
Well, who's the actress that you said was a huge fan?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Lee Curtis. So apparently she's a huge fan of the series, which is why I guess she wanted to be in the movie. So, I mean, otherwise, why the hell is Jamie Lee Curtis in a Borderlands movie? Like, unless you love the franchise. So maybe he does. Maybe it's a really, the game's great. They ruined the movie. I mean, I don't think it needed a movie to begin with. But the games are fantastic. And that movie is apparently nowhere near the level of the game.
I think when you touched on it already, but I think that would probably be a better TV show to try to do than a movie.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably make it interesting then. I think all like the video game adaptations have to have a special type of writing and a special director to make them not cheesy and not just like a one-off, just garbage that has nothing to do with the game that you remember. The Last of Us does it really well. The Fallout show does it really well. And
you can get all the way into Halo.
I haven't watched the Halo. trying to think of some other ones. I didn't watch The Witcher either.
I haven't either.
On Netflix. The Knuckles TV show that they did, it's on Paramount. That's actually really good. And the Sonic movies are fantastic. So, I mean, it can be done.
Mario Brothers. That was a good movie.
I mean, I feel like a cartoon's easier to do than, like a serious,
live action
game or something like that. But I mean, there's some that are just, terrible. So I would,
have you watched the Twisted Metal one?
That's what I was about to say. The Twisted Metal is like good, but it's like if you watch that and then you play the Twisted Metal game, you're like, oh, cool, Sweet Tooth. And then the rest of it, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it has nothing to do with anything. Like, just like it like the concept is, cars, guns, shoot and kill people. Like, that is the concept. But as far as like the game as a kid, like Sweet Tooth, that's it. Like, and they turn them into like some weird, like, just emotional, like try to make them like this deep, Sweet Tooth character that I just remember the flaming skull on the top of the truck, and he's trying to shoot me. Like, I didn't need him to have feelings. Like, that's not what I'm watching this show for. So, all right, so it's time for Would You Rather, and it's would you rather be born 100 years in the past or 100 years into the future?
I don't like this at all.
I'm going to go past. I think the past, man. I'm gonna be that guy again. The past.
Mine would be the past.
Yeah. I just think it'd be more interesting. Like in the future, I mean, don't get me wrong, the future would be cool. I mean, we gotta have flying cars at that point, right?
Maybe
not. We've been saying that our whole lives.
Yeah, they were saying that 100 years ago.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess maybe not 100 years, but like, if I could have been an adult in the 90s or 80s, 90s, whatever, like that would have been fantastic. Now here I am as an adult in the 2020s or whatever the hell this generation is called. Are we still considered the 2000s, or is it something new now? No,
20s, bro.
No, the 2020s. Yeah. So, like, I mean, there were so many things that were fantastic that if you were an adult back then, like, would have been great. But yeah, I have no desire to go into the future, because at the rate we're going, like, it's going to be a shit show.
You know what? You're right. So, I agree with both of you.
I have no desire to go 100 years into the future. The world is on a path that I don't know if I want to be a part of it in the next 15 years, let alone being 100 years, into this. So
times were simpler, right? Can you imagine being like, hey, I got this ticket for this boat called the Titanic. This should be great. Nope.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah,
I saw the baseball cards and put them in a freaking attic for my grandkids.
Yeah, but there's so many things that they would have been better going back in the past. Going in the future, I don't.
Can we just get a time machine? Let's all go Honus Wagner card hunting in 1930.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the things that I mean, I don't feel like we had a weird childhood generation. Like, I don't think that there were just like weird things that we did as kids that our parents looked at and be like, oh, wow, that's weird. We didn't do that as kids. But like nowadays, like my kids do some really weird things and say some really weird things where I'm just like, what the hell did you just say? I'm just like,
skibbity toilet.
Oh, that I fucking like. I don't even know what the skibbity the Sigma bullshit.
That's
like
the new one too. Sigma. I can't stand it.
Yeah, and what is the demure or whatever? All these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah. What's happening?
Stop that now.
Like when I was your age, I was literally downloading music illegally from LimeWire. Like, and you're over here and y'all just make up new words and languages that, and like it's worldwide. Like it's all over the internet. And I'm just like, who said this to who, and then how did this get passed around this much? Like, you know, it's just wild. So so we're in agreement that the future of the world is doomed, and we need to go back. We need to go back in the past and fix this problem. It was like that meme that I think I sent it in the group text the other day, where it said something about, I wish I could go back to being a kid again, or something like that, before I ruin my life or figure out a new way to ruin my life. I have new ideas. It's like, it's like we need to go back. We have some different decisions to make. All right, so I saw this the day after we recorded the episode with Dylan, where we were talking about the Indiana Jones game being a Xbox exclusive, and apparently that's not true anymore. It's not going to be an Xbox exclusive. It's going to come to PS5 later on as well. First thing is, you think that's good or bad that there's really no Xbox exclusives? And I mean, I guess there will continue to be PlayStation exclusives, but good or bad that there's exclusives to each console? And two is, where do you think the angle is for Xbox here? Just willingly giving up exclusivity to games and being like, yeah, you can have Forza and you can have Indiana Jones. And I mean, there's been talks of Halo coming for a while, and, you know, like just giving up their exclusive games to their competitor, basically.
They're starting the very slow progress of getting out of the console game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to start, hey, pay us a fee to license our games. We're good with that. You can use Game Pass.
They're going to be Sega.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's personally, as far as the exclusives going to PS5 in my eyes, I think it's a good thing. Gives more people more reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, play cross-platform play and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that's like my other thing is, it's like, I mean, I think I guess that doesn't fix the cross-platform or play problem just because it comes to another console. But I think that everything should be cross-platform. And, you know, and on top of being cross-platform, it needs to be cross-progression as well. Because that's like one thing that a lot of people leave out. It's like, there's games that are cross-play that aren't cross-progression.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, you can own it on Xbox and play with a PC player, or you can play with a PlayStation player, or vice versa, or whatever. But say one day my Xbox catches on fire and it doesn't work anymore, and then I got a PlayStation sitting here and I can play the same game. Well, I get on there. Well, I'm no longer a level 200. I'm a level 1. And none of my progression that I have accumulated is now working over here. And so that's like the peak of gaming, of everything being cross-platform and cross-progression. I don't see what the problem is with that. You know, it's like I feel like the people that own an Xbox are going to play on an Xbox, and the people that own a PlayStation are going to play on a PlayStation, and the people that play on a PC are going to play on a PC. I don't think that cross-platform and cross-progression suddenly changes what somebody is going to play on, and like suddenly crush a company because you can now play with your friends on another console. You know, like I don't see the harm in it. I assume there is a harm in it, which is why we don't have it, but I don't know what that is, to be totally honest.
So. I think it comes back to, like he's saying, with the platforms, and just actually having a a system. So no more systems. Everybody, and then you just have licensing. It comes to money is the biggest thing, and since they're going away from the actual system, well, now it's just about trying to make more money and then broaden that out to other people.
I mean, you would think that they would make more money not having a system and just having a subscription-based app, you know?
Yeah.
I guess. But I mean, I don't know how, I don't know how any of that stuff works, but You know,
I
feel
play PlayStation. It's just that many more tens of millions of people.
That's what it's like. It seems like instead of Xbox wanting to compete with PlayStation, it's like they've conceded and they're just like, all right, cool, you win. So we're going to take this other, avenue of doing things and basically, like you said, like almost get away from the console to, now you can play it on a Fire Stick. It's like, okay, well, what happens when the next console comes out? Like, is it you're going to be, hey, Xbox is going to say, hey, update your app, like you can now do this on there. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I feel like there's talks of PlayStation 5 Pros, but Xbox is just changing colors and like upgrading your storage. And I mean, that's not bad because like, I don't feel like we have a need for a pro console at this point. Like, what are we getting? Yeah. Like, I'm not trading this console in or keeping it and then paying another $500-$600 so I can have an extra terabyte.
Yeah,
it's not happening. Like, if that's what you're giving me, I'll go on Amazon and buy, a 2 or 3 terabyte, SSD that you can install yourself for a third of the price, and it will be better. So, I'm not interested in just having more storage space. Like, that's
me either. I didn't get a PS4 Pro. I'm not getting a PS5 Pro either.
Well, I mean, I feel like the PS4 Pro, like you could justify saying I'm getting more storage, I'm getting 4K, like I'm getting something, like I have a more powerful system, like I'm gaining things, but it's like I don't have an 8K TV, nor do I plan on getting one. So if they come out and they like, hey, remember that 8K we had on the side of the PlayStation 5? Well, now you can play in 8K. Some people can't even play at 4K yet. So like this is not, games don't even run in 4K. So I'm not interested in useless features like that anymore. So, it's got to be beneficial to me to.
What's a big useless feature?
No, I don't.
Being able to play a handheld and then plug it into a dock and play on your TV.
I don't. It's not.
I just had to fit one in there somewhere.
It's not. It's not a useless feature. It is. Very convenient.
Oh yeah.
To be able
to keep those kids preoccupied. Boom. Send them to the room. Plug it in the TV. When you get in the car, get in the back seat. See you later.
Mm-hmm. And the even crazier part is you can just disconnect the Joy-Cons from that little tablet or whatever, set it in the middle. You can have a Joy-Con, I can have one, this person, whatever, and we can just all sit there and look at the Joy-Con together, the tablet together, and all play off the same thing.
Not for me, dog.
Nah, well, I mean, we all make poor decisions. So
moving on.
Moving on. So, all right, which console do you think has the best library overall?
Ooh.
Start from the beginning to the end. I'll make it simple. Well, it was a very close race, I will tell you. But I put this on for a reason today before we started. PlayStation 2 has one of the best libraries that you could possibly ask for. Like, yeah, there's some garbage like there is in every other library, but for as many games and as long as it was out from top to bottom, like they pretty much cover all the bases. There are tons of classic games that are in there. 360, it's right up there, but like 360 kind of went off the rails a little bit and started releasing things like Burger King games and like Hannah Montana, riding horses and just like, just random things that you make your library not as good, when you do things like that. They have a lot of classic games, as well, on there, but like we could probably sit here for a half an hour, scroll through the list of PS2 games, and 150 different times you're like, oh shit, I remember that game. Oh yeah, I remember that game. Like that game was great. Like, just goes on and on and on. Fantastic. And if I ever get my games from Goodwill, I'll let you know how they, how some of them hold up. But I mean, you got to think we got 3 Grand Theft Auto games on. Yeah. Well, no, actually, technically 3 major Grand Theft Auto games on PS2.
Definitely game changers.
Yeah, we got 3 Vice City and San Andreas, all on a PS2. Like, they had the other little spinoff, whatever, as well. But
Liberty City
City Stories, and there's another one. I don't remember. I think was the Chinatown one? Was that on PS2 or was that on PSP?
PSP.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I know there was another one. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so many games from, that Goodwill thing that I got. It has NFL Street 2 in it, which I want them to ship this damn thing so I can play that. But like the original Blitz is on there, the NFL Street games, NBA Street games, we talked about earlier, the Def Jam, Vendetta,
SmackDown versus Raw games were great.
Yeah, the Here Comes the Pain, those MX versus ATV games. Smuggler's Run was a game I played a ton of. I don't know if either one of you all ever played that on PS2. The Siphon Filter games were on there. Splinter Cell games. There were so many games. Like, I know these games came later on too. They had them on Xbox. They had them on 360. But like, in the beginning, like, a lot of those games wouldn't be games today if we didn't get them on original PlayStation or PlayStation 2, earlier on. And we talked about this. I'd have to go back and see what episode. It was like episode 2 or 3, something like that. Me and Travis were going over like video game. I don't know. They were like just main characters or what we would. But I said something about Croc, and Travis had no idea what the hell I was talking about. Thought I was talking about Gex. But Croc is getting a remaster after. So someone was listening to me, and we're getting a Croc remaster now. I was trying to, there was something else that was I was thinking about on PS2. And then, I mean, like, obviously there's like the regular classics. Like, yes, they came on PlayStation 1, but they got perfected on PlayStation 2 with like the Spyros and the Crash Bandicoots and
Tony Hawk, man.
Tony Hawk, Need for Speed,
Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. Like, see, exactly. Like we could spend a half an hour just going through all of the games that are on there. But now that I've ranted on for 15 minutes, what is yours? Your selection?
What you got, Jake?
I'm have to go with like Gran Turismo. That's probably my biggest one that I played the most.
So you're rocking with PS2?
I was just saying PS2.
Yeah. What is your console? That's the right decision, the PS2. But you can have your own
library. I would probably have to go as far as best library. I would have to go with PS2. I mean, I love Nintendo. Like the retro Nintendo, probably the most. I haven't played all the newer stuff. I'm trying to get more into the newer stuff, but I just more prefer the retro. But as far as most expansive library, I'd have to go with PS2. And like, I didn't even play Guitar Hero and stuff back then. Now I play that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was PS2 first too, wasn't it? Guitar Hero. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then, I mean, we have like.
You remember when those guitars were like $100? By the way.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like, do you remember when we had that boom where we were like trading them in, like, like we would give people nothing at GameStop.
Quarters.
We'd sell them for
really
$10. Like they were nothing. And then those original, like the white one that kind of looked like an electric guitar or whatever, they're like $100 for some reason. Like just I don't know.
The Gibson one, I have 2 of the Gibson ones, and they go for like $100 something.
That came with 3, right?
I don't know. I didn't actually get it. Somebody gave me their PS3 collection, and I got the 2 Gibsons.
It's either that or World Tour, probably. I don't know which one those came from, but
they're worth a lot.
Which Nintendo console you picking, Travis? The Switch?
So I got to go with the Switch. I don't know how you knew that. With games like Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, The House of Fata Morgana, whatever that is, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Tetris Effect Connected, Metroid Prime, Persona 5. I just looked up a top 25 rated Switch list. So it's the Nintendo Switch all day.
All right. So what's your real answer?
Super Nintendo, but
that's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's like, so obviously I'm behind. Well, I mean, I guess you can call it behind the times. I don't know what the hell you call it at this point. With the Super Nintendo, I played very little. It's what I played, it's very enjoyable, but like PlayStation 2's got so many damn games that like I would gladly go back and
I love
play.
the PS2.
Like I know that I'm gonna turn some of them on and be like, ooh, like this is gross. Like, like you know, like what? Ooh, like why did I play this? But you know, I feel like the nostalgia factor will like supersede some of that to making them playable. So we'll see. I mean, I got it in my head that when I play NFL Street 2, I'm gonna get on there, create my little team, make it through a season, and I'm gonna have the time of my life. That may or may not be true. So, you know, same thing with Def Jam Vendetta. I remember playing that game, and like I can hear it now, listening to the soundtrack in my head, just wrestling, you know, with rappers. Like sounds like sounds like a good time. But
I don't know if it's that one or Fight for New York, but good luck fighting Fat Joe.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Oh boy.
No, I don't remember which one is hard or not. But so I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. It may be great. I mean, hey, Blitz turned out all right. You know, I built that up in my head to be a fucking 10 out of 10 masterpiece, and I was pleasantly surprised. So we will see. I've got it in my head that, you know, I got this PS2 that, you know, I guess that leads us into the, you know, the last topic of the collecting update is bought a PS2, bought some shit from Goodwill. Don't have either one of them yet, but my PS2 is, apparently they replaced the battery for the internal clock. So that's taken care of. It's got a new laser, blah, 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 whatever. Took it all apart, cleaned it all, replaced everything. It's broken. So it should be good for years to come. So we shall see.
Tell the people what it doesn't have. A DualShock 2.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't have the original controller. The controller's gray. Looks like it's a, it's a DualShock, but it's not.
I know what it is.
It's not the black DualShock that came with the console. It is a gray one that looks like the original PlayStation, and so it is. I could have got a damn controller that's supposed to come with it, but didn't happen. But I'm sure I could find one. But hey, I got a memory card. It's taken apart, clean, every new replacement parts, blah blah blah. $120. I feel like it's worth it in my opinion. So.
Hey, Randy might be in. He said it'd be funny to take a stack of games in and see what they do when they come across little Samson.
Yeah. All right. Well, what anything new on your all's list of things you're playing or?
Nope. I installed the beta for Call of Duty. Didn't play it. Been playing some MLB The Show, getting my ass kicked by fellow host Tyler.
Hey, That was a great game last night.
No, it really wasn't.
4-0 in the top of the first inning.
Yep,
The game ended 4-0.
It was rough. I had a rough one. I'm probably chilling, man, until boxing comes out. Honestly, I'm skipping 2K. I'm not playing 2K.
We got to, let me see, when is, because I don't want to, I'm not waiting for the Switch version. I'm playing it. Let's see. When is,
you know what I'm currently running through is Mario 2 on the Switch.
All right. So we got, my September is in 11 days, the Funko Fusion game comes out. I'm buying it. Because for whatever reason, if you buy it on PlayStation or Xbox, it comes out in September. If you buy it on Switch, it doesn't come out till the end of November. I don't know why it's such a big gap, but for some reason, there's a big, giant gap in between the two, or between those consoles. So that comes out in like 11 days. I'm going to try to not play 2K, which could be in 2 days. And then Zelda comes out the 26th, I believe.
I'm picking up that new Astrobot game. The game looks incredible.
I never played the first one, so
oh man, do yourself a favor.
And isn't that the free one that came with the?
Yes, it's one of the best PS5 games.
That's terrible.
I'm not kidding. That game is great, and it's an easy platinum.
Oh yeah, so I've never messed with that one. Yeah, then so the Funko game. Zelda, and then I think boxing next, or is Call of Duty next?
Boxing's mid or end of October.
I think Call of Duty is the end of October too. I don't really remember though. So, and then I still haven't decided about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I want to play it, but after the Star Wars debacle, like we'll see how it's handled and what goes on with it. So,
I got a couple new games.
Yeah, well,
what you got going on?
So,
hold up, Jake's got an update for us.
So, my mom found some at that Fleur de Fleet that I was talking about. So, I picked up Medal of Honor: Rising Sun. That game was a lot of fun.
You're good.
Oh, Tony Hawk's Underground.
Classic.
The Need for Speed Underground 2 with the green wheel, or the green car, or whatever, the wheel right there. And then the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And Stuntman. What was the last games?
When I first saw that picture, I thought you got that whole entire picture. I was like,
oh yeah, no. I was like, nah. She ended up, I think it was like $40-something. But the not for resale Sonic, and then Batman Forever for the Genesis. So 2 games for the Genesis. So a couple new games. Hopefully they turn out all right. I still got to hook up those old systems. You got to get this office area worked out. Maybe put some systems in here. That way I could test some things.
I'm gonna start putting shit back here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Get a custom co-op neon sign.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna do, but then the other part of me was I was like, okay, what if I got like posters of like some of my favorite? Remember those NES posters I sent to you forever ago? Like what if I got those and put those up there? But then I was like, well, shit. I was like, maybe I should just build shelves that go all the way across, and then that would be where all my games go whenever Goodwill sends me my games. So it's not a sponsor, by the way.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, it's quite the opposite. I'm actually kind of worried that I'm not going to get my stuff. But so that might be what I do back there. I got to paint and shit too, but I think that's what the plan is. Well, yeah, you all got anything else you want to add?
Spooky season around the corner.
Oh yeah. So we're not starting that till actually October, right?
October, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a little bit. But I don't think there's anything between now and then that
I'm seeing Beetlejuice on Friday.
Hey, me too.
Is that why they came out with that juice, not juice, whatever? They came the Beetlejuice juice that doesn't contain juice, that whatever nonsense that it says on the front of the box.
Shit's gross.
Yeah, hey, you want to see something?
Can downstairs, but
I'm not going to go get it. I'll send you a picture of it later. But for whatever reason, Timmy saw Faygo at the Dollar Tree, and it was cotton candy flavored.
No,
terrible. And she walked in the door and she said, "Yeah, she had like this like 6-pack. When's the last time you saw a 6-pack of soda that had like the clear like little thing on top of each can, like held them all together?" She's walking in with like a 6-pack of beer or something, set it down on there. And I said, "Is that Faygo?" And she's just like, "Yeah." She goes, "Cotton candy flavored." She's like, "Like those mints I got from Buc-ee's?" I'm like, "Yeah, mints. Okay, full like canned beverage." Absolutely not. She's like, "Well, I wanted to try it." I'm like, "What are you fucking the insane clown posse or something?"
Shaggy Too Dope coming over.
I was just like, why? Like, why did you buy that? Needless to say, Ava's opened one, took 2 drinks, absolutely hates it. Hazel's opened one, took about the same amount of drinks, absolutely hates it. I'm like, yeah, well, this was a failed experiment. Don't buy these anymore. So I got 4 more cotton candy Faygos and my fridge.
Faygo came in a can.
Well, I didn't know they existed anymore, but just apparently they do. Well, that's about all I got. Got any plans for the remainder of your holiday weekend?
No.
Just relaxing. Maybe download a game. Try playing.
Holler at me. I want revenge on the show.
Hey, well, I'll be around. I ain't got nothing going on. Now that my days are back together, also apologies for the fact that we uploaded. Well, not me uploaded extremely late today because I was just sitting around on my ass watching YouTube, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta upload the podcast that I already edited, and it's just sitting here doing absolutely nothing. So I did that. Oh, and I'm a terrible person. I said that we were going to put all of your answers from your favorite Xbox exclusive into the episode from last time. So I forgot. So we will go ahead and name them off now. Let me find them. Hold on. All right. So we got Halo Reach, Gears of War, Last Odyssey, Red Faction Guerrilla, another Gears of War, Blue Dragon, Halo series, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Crimson Skies. I think that's it. Oh, and then somebody that just put, meh, it's a great game. You're welcome. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. But so, all right. Well, that's about all I got. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye.